Thank you. I'm like, I got everywhere, but
Which is great.
Oh, here, you can use my name. And I've got just my name,
Yep, just your name.
and then pass it on, did you
Will
say?
you put
No,
your name
it's-
on it?
I'll take it. Oh, I'll come and get him. Yeah, and then write your name on one of those cards.
All right. Let's see. Good morning. Greg, write your name down for me. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's some fun today.
Morning. And get settled. I will take it. Thank you.
Sorry, that is not great.
Beautiful, right? All right, if you are in the room, please make sure you put your name on a card and I'll take all of those in this, this little hat. And then Jess, do I have my,
You have what?
am I amplified?
Oh,
Can we
yeah,
have
it's
those?
quiet.
It does seem quiet, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe try it.
I don't usually get accused of being quiet, but how's the sound in the back of the room? Can you all hear me okay? Okay. Excellent, yes. All right, have I gathered names from everyone in the room? Thank you. If you're in the room before Jess has slides pulled up, you're officially on time, so get your name on a card.
I,
Share we,
I probably didn't. Say the right thing.
we went.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for all. It's, I remember. We had- there's so many-
All right, just need to grab those last couple as they finish filling those out. I was carrying a pen thing and didn't get in one. This is on-time drawing. Oh, so thank you for being here and on time. Last week, Jesus, took home the prize, so he's got a nice Starbucks card from us. Our. All right, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, thank you to those of you who joined us for our business planning clinic last week. I've been excited to review the GPSs that have been sent in so far. If you attended the clinic, or if you didn't attend the clinic and have completed a GPS, please be sure to send that in to either to Isaiah or to me, so that we can be your accountability and strategy partner moving forward. If you have not yet put together your GPS, especially if you're looking at me like I have 3 heads and are wondering what a GPS is, see me after. Let's talk about that and schedule a time for you to meet with Lindsay or to meet with me and put together your business plan for 2025. We are really committed to clarity in the coming year and starting off the year with that clarity and a strategy in place to move forward and reach your goals. What's going to make the difference between a 2025 that feels really great and powerful and a 2025 that you feel like you're sort of in effect of whatever is happening and getting dragged along for the ride. Any ahas or takeaways from the business planning clinic? And if my ALC members in the room don't have any ahas or takeaways, we're gonna have a conversation. A lot of you.
Maybe you're gonna yell at me about it. I was telling Robin that I've been to a few business planning clinics. And in fact, business planning clinic that KW puts on is one of the reasons I joined KW. And this was probably one of my favorite ones, if not my favorite ones, because I really like the way we broke it down into sphere, hustle, and like attraction. And that made my goal, although it was scary still, much more obtainable, right? Because I could see how each one of these categories were going to get different focuses, and how I could break my time up meaningfully. Like sometimes you just think I gotta get 24 deals or 36 deals or something, and how am I going to do that in one giant chunk? So breaking it up meaningfully into small little bite-sized chunks, even into those small categories, was really valuable to me.
John, did you have something?
You better say something, Sean, or she's gonna yell at you.
Well, I think some of the reason why it took a minute is because some of us are getting older, so it takes us a long time to stir up last week, memories of last week.
That's fair.
I'm gonna say 2 things. I did not do a business planning. I usually always do business planning. I think I missed it in 2 years. You can definitely tell my production that I've missed it this year. And then the other thing I did like, how we did and here goes my memory. You did like your basics, your luxury.
The pyramid?
Yeah, the pyramid. That, I think, for some reason just made a lot of sense to me.
Just real quick, my takeaway was Boyd just in his enlightening us that only 6 to 7% of realtors own investment property. So that to me was like a big wow. And so that is my plan to acquire.
I love that. Yeah, and in case you didn't hear that stat, only 6 to 7% of real estate professionals own investment properties. And you want to be a part of that 6 to 7%. And we'll have some focus on that in the coming year. Boyd is going to do some strategy sessions and some masterminds around that. And then we're looking at having some consistent masterminding.
Well, last year I attended the business planning and that was something I was looking forward to this year. So I loved the pyramid as well and how we were able to break down all the way to how many transactions that we needed. So it's just a great, that along with the vision boards are a great package for that.
I just want to say, she's got to also share, since I'm sitting in the front row this time, what her professor told her about the front row.
So when we were younger, we, had a college professor that said that the front row seats are the money seats.
The money seats. So welcome to our money seat holders. Well done. I agree with that. All right, our Path to Capping Mastermind is on Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. If you are an agent, then the next milestone you are working towards is to be a capping agent. So if you are brand new, or if you have been in the business for a while and have not yet capped, this is for you. This is for agents that are individual agents, agents that are part of a team, across the board. And this is a mastermind that's run by Shauna and Eladio. Anything that y'all want to say about, okay. We're gonna go Shauna and then Lod so that Jesse's not thrown back.
So our topic for this next week is gonna be everything leads. So if you're having a hard time and you want to mastermind about a lead that you're having a hard time flipping, or if you want to talk about how getting more leads, it's gonna be everything leads.
I love it. So lead generation, lead conversion.
I wanted to say that, I think we're finally starting to get some good traction with this and consistency. And I don't think it is any small coincidence that the one person that has showed up the most consistently to that mastermind is now starting to be fairly successful, and that's Kenna. Now, is that the only reason? Absolutely not,
I
right?
mean, Ken's not in the room, so just take credit.
It's
totally the
definitely
only
not,
reason.
These small little reminders that you can get and frequently reinforce these things that you bring, like, it's not groundbreaking stuff in there, right? Don't act like it's this one fix-it-all mastermind that you're gonna come to, right? But it is these small things when you talk about schedules and these small problems that you encounter. Yeah, we can teach a great class in front of everybody about your schedule or about lead generation or a prospect that you're having. But when you can get in a small room with a group of people and have meaningful conversations about these small things that I'm having with my schedule, or these small things I'm having, like Sean said, with a very specific person or conversation, you could make that conversion happen. It makes a meaningful difference, right? And if that only increases your productivity by 10%, then that's 10% more than you would have had otherwise, right? So if you're having struggles, you're not capping, if you can consistently get around people that are gonna help you do that, it's gonna make a huge difference.
I love that. Our morning momentum call today was focused on more is caught than taught. And this ties directly with that, there is more that you will catch by being in the room and by being able to learn from the example than anybody just teaching you on paper. And there is more that you will be able to do as far as excelling your leadership and making a difference for others by your example than anything that you tell them. So Kenna is a great example of the Path to Capping Mastermind and of just consistently showing up. And when we get to awards, you're going to see she had $1 million month. She almost made the Crimson Club. We're not doing Crimson Club today, but she almost made the Crimson Club Award. And so and she went from being in a place of her business where she would describe it as she was really at a full stop. So there is a power to showing up. And this Path to Capping Mastermind is a great one to show up for. And she didn't just blow off team meeting. She is in Hawaii. And if you're going to Hawaii, you do get a pass from team meeting, but only if you bring me back something cool. Confections and Connections, this is going to be right after our Path to Capping Mastermind from 4 to 5 p.m. This is a great time to get to know your agent leadership council, get to know one another. It's a very comfortable, friendly, social setting. If you are an introvert and you think, oh my gosh, that gives me hives to think about being in a social setting, please know that we know that that's the case. And we really work to make this a room that everyone can feel comfortable in. And even if you're not the person who's going to walk into the room and be the life of the party, you will get a chance to get to know people. And Jordan McQueen bakes something and it's always spectacular. Who is following, listening to the MREA podcast? So if you look around the room, please keep your hands up for a minute. If you look around the room at our agents who are doing the MREA podcast, these are among the top producers in our market center. There's a reason for that. There is such quality content there. So scan the QR code, listen and subscribe, and make this a part of your a part of your kind of growth and training regimen, that this is something that you're tuning into every. Committee sign-up date is tomorrow for the Salt Lake Board of Realtors. So if you don't know anything about the committees, I think we've got a printout here for you. Thank you. So you've got a printout coming to you right now. Being involved in a committee is a great way to be involved in our industry, to get to know other industry professionals, to grow your leadership, as well as to make a difference in the industry that you work in. So please consider joining a committee. You can go to the committee day. It's kind of like an old school, like, I don't know if you went to the fairs that they had at college where they taught you about the different clubs that you could join. It's sort of set up like that. You can walk around booth to booth and try things out. Lori.
I was gonna say, being on the committee too, if you've never been on one, is a great way to work on your profit share.
That's an outstanding way to work on your profit share. Very true. I serve on the grievance committee. It's been a really great opportunity for me to sit in a room with other brokers and see the different perspectives that there are on the ethical issues that we all face as realtors. And it has given me insights that I've been able to bring back to you to help keep you out of trouble. And also just been some really good reflection for me. So I've had a great experience with the committees. Definitely suggest taking a look. You can go to the in-person sign-up day, which is again tomorrow from 11 until 1. Or you can just sign up for a committee online. And I think on the printout that you have, the link for that is there. These are some of the committees.
I want to say I got on there yesterday and the grievance one was full already.
Yeah.
I bet that, what would be?
I want to say, yeah, I want to say when I looked at that one, the least was probably the government affairs. That was pretty scarce.
Yeah. And some of them, like grievance, I don't know if government affairs is this way. They will take applicants and then there's a vetting process to decide who is on that committee. So you also may want to consider signing up for a couple of committees and then seeing where there's room and sticking with that one. All right, family reunion. It is crazy to me that we are already in the place to be talking about family reunion. It is crazy to me that February is right around the corner, but doesn't matter if it's crazy or not. My Christmas tree is up and February is right around the corner. So it is going to be in Las Vegas again this year. It is the 17th through the 21st. They have just started rolling out who the speakers and presenters are going to be. My biggest case for attending family reunion or any of the Keller Williams national events is really not tied to who is ever speaking or presenting. Keller Williams does a great job at bringing in top-notch presenters. We've had Ed Milet, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins. I have no doubt there will be someone who's incredible that's on the main stage this year as well. The real value to me and what makes this so that you've got the most bang for your buck is that you have the opportunity to get in a room with agents from all over the world. And there is no reason that you shouldn't have at least a 4x ROI on what you invest to be at family reunion from the referrals that you receive in the year following family reunion. If you are not making up the money that you spent on family reunion at least 4 times, that tells me that we don't have a great strategy in place for agent to agent referrals. And that's an area for us to work on in your business. Because there has never been an event that I have gone to that I haven't gotten a 4x ROI on. So if you didn't get a 4x ROI on the last event that you went to schedule time to talk to me, let's get some strategy in place on that. If you aren't yet going to family reunion or don't yet have that on your radar, schedule a time and talk to me, because this is a really great opportunity for you to learn and grow your business at the same time. I have stepped out of production for the most part, and the transactions that I close most often are from referrals that I received from agents that I met at conferences just like this. So
I think this is the last year we're contracted to do it in Vegas.
yeah,
Yeah.
So this is probably the last time for a while it'll be this close.
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah.
to go.
And that's the thing is that while the tickets are somewhat expensive, the travel is so inexpensive. If you are looking at going to family reunion and you are interested in, an Airbnb property and sharing that with other agents who are going so that you have your own room, but maybe sharing that cost, please see Amy. And if we have enough agents that are interested in that, then we can help facilitate that. And our regional awards will be at family reunion again. This is so much fun to be able to like dress up and be in Vegas, and they have like really fun photographers, and it did turn into a giant dance party at the end. I believe because our agents were there, and anytime our agents are there, it turns into a giant dance party. We got to see Marcel's moves from Real Advantage Title. If you have not seen Marcel's moves, like that alone is worth the price of admission to family reunion. Those of you who were there know what I'm talking about. It kind of elevates our celebration that we get to do the awards there. And so I would definitely suggest doing that. Coming soon, who has listings coming up that they are excited to share about? Bob.
This is not my listing, but it is Sherry Rice's new listing. And it is her home, and so I thought it would be valuable to share that with everybody. I am holding that open for her this Saturday, but it is a beautiful property on South Mountain. 4,000 square feet, 4-bed, 2-bath. It is absolutely immaculate. So let's support our own, but who has buyers?
On the golf course.
Damn, it is on the golf course.
See?
It is on South Mountain.
Really pretty.
It is a beautiful property. So 1.17.
1.7, I think, yeah.
1.17. 1.17. Beautiful property. Let's support our own. Let's get out there, get some buyers.
Love it. And let's pass the mic up to Lori.
I have a house being on market tomorrow, just around the corner from here, 1142 East Pine Street. It's a charming little rambler, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. In 2015, it won for Murray City the Landscaping Beautification Award. So it's a little bit of an eclectic home, but we're priced really well at $695. It's 3,300 square feet and just a charming, charming house. So $695,000. We need to get it sold. Hits the market tomorrow.
Going once, going twice. All right, so last week we were a little bit lighter, 5 listings taken last week. So congratulations to Sherry, Joe, Carrie, Dana, and Cameron for taking listings. And now everyone turn to your neighbor and tell them what is one thing that you are going to do in the next 7 days to help make it so that you are on this list next week or next month. What is one thing that you can take on this week towards getting a listing? So if you are brand new, this might be some training on listings. If you're established, you can make a call.
I am just gonna be very intentionally talking to them about who they know, because I think that has to, it would work. Yeah. Yeah.
I listed one last week. Which is awesome.
All right. Everyone raise your right hand. I am watching it, so I see everyone's right hand in the air. Everyone raise your right hand. You're gonna say I and then say your name. So I, Robin, hereby solemnly swear
Solemnly swear
that I will take a listing
that I will take a listing
before the end of 2024.
before the end of 2024.
I need everyone to stand up.
I saw all your hands.
Everyone stand up, everyone stand up, everyone stand up. This time, let's hear it with a little bit of power and conviction. Now, if you are just gonna take a listing no matter what, then let's go like, I solemnly swear I'm gonna take 10 listings, or I'm gonna take 5 listings. So, but everyone's right hand in the air. I,
I,
and your name,
Shauna.
and your name, Coco Zuniga,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will take at least one listing
that I will take at least one listing
before the end of 2024.
before the end of 2024.
I believe, yes. And I
Believe.
All right. Congratulations to our agents that had their first closing. Amber Townsend and Rebecca Burton both had their first closing in October. And then congratulations to our top individual agents for contracts written. Ashley Lindsay had 5 and Dana Conway had 4. Congratulations, ladies. And then contracts written team member, we have Lori Gee with 3, Jonah Gambo with 3.25, Ruben Gomez with 3, and Lisa Pacavella with 3. Contracts closed individual, Dana Conway had 4 closings in October for just over 2 million. And Cameron Burnside had 3 closed in October for 1.69 million. Congratulations. And then contracts closed team member, Joe Reardon had 4.25 at 2,425,000. Ruben Gomez had 4 with 2,057,800. Karen Hansen had 3.75 with 6,192,500. And Kim and Flavio Orlandini had 3 at 1.153 million. Congratulations. All right, listings taken. Cameron Burnside had 13, Dana Conway had 4, and Ashley Lindsay had 3. Congratulations. And then listings taken by a team member, Joe Reardon had 3, Lori Gee had 3, and Lisa Cacavella had 3. Congratulations. Our Capper Club, it was a great month for cappers. Congratulations to Laura Axel, who capped for the first time. Mel Bowers, Gio Castillo, for capping. Was this all his first time capping? Maybe, so potentially the first time capping. We'll have to double check that with Ala. And then for capping again, Amy, Mary, and Kim and Flavio Orlandini. Congratulations to our folks. We love paying you 100%.
Yes, we do.
And then we will grab Cracker Jack and Jacks and share them after team meeting. But congratulations to all of our agents who had a home run. This is when you have at least 1 listing, at least 1 closing, and at least 1 contract written all in the same month. This is a great award to celebrate because it celebrates consistency in your business. When you have all 3 of those, you are creating that consistency that keeps you at a steady level instead of the ups and downs. Also, I get Cracker Jacks this month. I'm very excited about that because it's delicious. Congratulations also to Cameron Burnside, Dana Conway, Jordan McQueen, Lisa Cacavella, Lori Gee, Joe Reardon, Karen Hansen, and William Bustos. All right, $1 Million Month. These are the agents who closed $1 million or more in volume in the month of October. There I am. And then Lori Gee, Ruben Gomez, Karen Hansen, Dana Conway, Ashley Lindsay, Gary Sundwall, Jordan McQueen, Kenna Lyman, Kim and Flavia Orlandini, Joe Reardon, Mary Notham, Sherry Rice, Brooke Skinner, Cameron Burnside, and Rob Corcoran. When I stop clapping, y'all can keep clapping. I just have to advance the slides. So. All right, and then House of Excellence. This is our acknowledgement for agents that have sold or listed a property that is more than $1 million in Salt Lake County. So the luxury properties. If it's outside of Salt Lake County, some of those have different thresholds. And our House of Excellence award winners this month or for October were Laura Axel, Mel Bowers, Ruben Gomez, Karen Hansen, and Lori Gee. And then this is our year-to-date rankings. So we will be celebrating rankings for rainmakers, for individual agents, and for agents that are on teams and groups. We are still working through a few glitches with our reporting on the combined team and group rankings. So watch next week for our acknowledgement of that, as well as our acknowledgement of Crimson Club. But right now in the race for first place for the year, for Rainmakers, we have Ruben Gomez is at the top of the pack, and then Lori Gee is second. Joe Reardon is third, Karen Hansen is fourth, and Jonah Gamboa as fifth. And then for team members, so this is anyone who is on a team or a group. First place is currently Danielle Bonds. Rob Corcoran made a big jump this last month into second place. Gary Sunwall is third. Itza Martinez Serrato is fourth, and Vanya Acevedo is fifth. And then for individual agents, Cameron Burnside is currently leading the pack. Cameron and Dana have been volleying back and forth between first and second place. So I'm excited to see how this wraps up for the year. So congratulations for Cameron for being first this month. Dana is in second, Ashley is third, Jordan is fourth, and Rachel is fifth. And then watch for these rankings. They will be posted. Updated rankings are always on our bulletin board with the volume closed. Find yourself on that leaderboard and set a goal for where you're going to jump. It's been really fun to watch agents making jumps through the month. And we will be posting everything except for the combined team and group rankings today, and we'll get those ironed out by next week. Be sure you take a look at the a glance at the market reports. Remember that the power of these reports is in comparing previous months, previous quarters, previous years, so that you can demonstrate trends to your clients and understand them yourself for strategy. If you have questions about this, Rachel Ray Eliason from our ALC is a wonderful resource. I think she uses this better than most. Ashley Lindsay uses these as well and at a very high level. And then thank you to Shauna for giving us updated weekly stats. So take a picture of these, chat with Shauna about it. This is something that she has masterminded around in her mastermind group, and that I have seen her really leverage to a high degree in her business in conversations that she needs to have with clients where she is explaining the market. So thank you for sharing those with us. Thank you to Intraland. If you have questions about what interest rates are doing, if you look at this and say, okay, so what does that mean for my client's financing? Feel free to reach out to B Money and he can give you some answers on that. And then y'all, have you been over to Real Advantage Title? They're our neighbors. They're just right over there in one of those glass buildings. Yeah, for those of you who know the old building, people always say that, I don't know the old building, Jesse. So if you were around for the old building, it is the old building. If not, it's one of the glass buildings, it's UP7. In addition to having really great resources for your open houses, for your farming campaigns, for door knocking, for marketing and branding, and really just being your partner in real estate, they have the best snacks. And so, and coffee. They've got a great coffee machine. They've got grandma's cookies. They have little New York peppermint patties, which are my favorite. They've got all sorts of chips. Like I'm telling you, like so I would say like zoom past UP7, pick up some snacks and say what's up to Stephanie, and then pull into our parking lot, come in and work, and bring me some snacks while you're at it, please. And then thank you to our team meeting sponsor today. We have IBEX Home Warranty. Looks like we got Chad in the back. Chad, do you want to come and chat with us for a minute?
Yes, I do.
Everyone give her a round of applause.
Good morning. It's so nice to be with y'all. I decided to change things up a little bit. Does anybody like these chocolates?
Yeah.
I heard you say it first, so you get a box just the same. There you go. Yes, now I got 4 other boxes to hand out here. Usually I give away some gift cards for those that answer questions about IBEX Home Warranty, so I'm gonna do that today with these chocolate boxes, okay? So you gotta raise your hands if you want one and answer a question about IBEX, okay? You've heard my dog and pony shows many times, okay? Has anybody not heard them? You've just raised. You heard them all the time. My goodness. You're probably so sick of it, you can stand up here and do it on your own with me. Okay, so how much is an IBEX home warranty for a home? Oh, for a home that's over 5,000 square feet?
I don't know.
You don't?
Over 5,000, I was gonna say.
700.
No.
850.
Yes.
What?
Oh my God, I'm gonna run those around. That's not one you can throw. Yes. So over 5,000 square feet is $1,000, okay? Keep that in mind. I don't know that I've revealed that before. I've done a failure on you guys. Don't you? Okay.
Up to
Dang it.
what,
We should all
up
get
to what
candy. We
size?
should all get candy. now.
So up to 10,000 square feet, and then we just ask you to call into the office if it's above 10,000 square feet, so we can understand the property better and assess appropriate premium with all the stuff that's.
That does
Great.
include the basement, right? And I
Yes.
know that sounds like a stupid question, but I've had home warranty companies. include the basement.
Yes.
So.
That's a great question. Do you want a box of See's chocolates for that?
Oh, thanks.
You're like, I'm gonna get knocked out here. I won't throw them anymore. That's horrible, okay? I've got 2 more boxes here. Okay, so I think this is cool about us. I mentioned it before, but it relates to our contractors. Did anybody know what's unique at IBEX Home Warranty about our contractors? Oh, I saw your hand.
They only work for you.
Yes, there you go. That gives us so many distinct advantages. They're able to get out very, very quick. In fact, does anybody know this stat? I'm gonna be so impressed.
27 seconds.
We answer the phone.
That you answer the phone.
Yes, in 15 seconds, but what percentage of the time do our contractors get out same business day to take care of? the call?
24 hours.
Less.
What do you mean 24 hours?
64% of the time they get out same business day. You did a good job, though. I'm gonna give this to you. Kimber, and I owe you a box of chocolates next time, because your hand was up. Oh my gosh.
You.
You-
It was your game.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so much, next time I'll get more C's chocolate. That's what I need.
We're givers.
Yeah. I think you guys are, did you give yours away? In a sea of takers, you're a giver. I love that about you.
Sure, Terry, don't just worry.
Oh, I love that. Terry, were you aware of that?
Yes. I
Okay, very good. Okay, so my last thing is use IBEX Home Warranty and all your hopes and dreams will come true. Where's that from?
Holy Dynamite.
Thank you. I don't know that was exactly said that way.
Thank you.
Yeah, please do. There you go. You can have a chocolate for her.
Yeah, we'll get her.
Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for letting me come today. We got your food back there. I hope you enjoy it. What do you-
I need you to do a drawing. Did I have everyone's entry if you were in the on-time drawing? Okay, no, you're gonna know.
I am gonna do
Yeah.
this. What's this for?
This is for a $10 Lowe's gift card. These are agents who were
Awesome.
in the room when we started.
Hey, Sue Speed.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations, and thank you for being here on time. And Chad, thank you for being here and your continued support of the Market Center and support of our sites.
You're welcome.
All right, so our productivity coaching or productivity coaches got to spend some time at Gary Keller's Top Agent Mastermind in Austin, Texas. And I think got to, they earned the right to be in that room. And we're very gracious to say that they would come and share those top takeaways with us. So thank you for being here, ladies. We do have the clock here, but it is running about 5 minutes fast. So just so you're aware. Sometimes there are vendors who talk a lot that I don't tell them it's running 5 minutes fast. And, but worry about that, yeah. So thank you for being here. I'm gonna give one of you this mic because I feel like it's the better mic. And everyone give them a huge round of applause for okay, assuming it is. Let's see. Jess, do we have a slideshow up here?
I don't have a slideshow. Do you want me, do you want to send it to me really quick? I send it to the front. Let me.
Idea there.
I can pull up my. We'll do this.
In the meantime, is this on? Matter?
Okay, you guys are great.
Okay, yeah, in the meantime, Robin, I'm actually gonna take the credit for the dance floor in Vegas. Because
Alright.
I actually cleared the tables,
We do appreciate that.
and got
Yeah,
everybody out there, cause I thought it was a sin to leave a big old dance floor empty.
it was.
But it was worth Marcel, for sure, 100% worth it, Marcel's. Okay,
Hello.
everyone. Go ahead, Terry. Okay, so we,
thank you, Kimber, in the back. We are going to provide you guys with a one-page takeaway. We do have one disclaimer when we get to the bottom of this. Gary Keller himself did not recommend all these books, so don't post it on social media yet. But these were books that were recommended to us throughout the whole thing. It was a mastermind, so it was amazing. Something to be said, Robin said it earlier about being in the room, just being in the room with these people, it was just amazing. We had a few surprises that like kind of surprised us, so we'll talk about that too, but we just wanted to share what we learned. So our main takeaways. We're gonna start with the economic update. So we always get Gary Keller, who likes to talk about the numbers and how important they are. So we'll start, Lori, what were your main takeaways?
So this one, the biggest takeaway here in just a one-liner was you've got 2 more years of this. Hang on for 2 more years. And what Gary was trying to make the point of.
Everyone take a
Do we
moment
need
and take a breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that, 2 more years. Okay.
Here's the bits, and then we're gonna just, if we hang tight, we're gonna take it over. We're gonna, what was his phrase? He said,
Stand your ground.
stand your ground.
If you stand your ground now, meaning keep your feet to the ground and keep working and keep hustling, you're going to take off like a rocket ship,
Yeah.
is what he said.
And I'm kind of a numbers nerd, not to the point of like Gordon or anything, because he's the real numbers nerd. But kind of what Gary was trying to say was, as you can see, there's been these blocks. And then these blocks, and the thing that changes the blocks is about 4 to 6 years. So you see 4 to 6 year change, and we're on the 4th year, we've got 2-ish more to go. The other point that he brought out was that we're 2 years into a real estate recession. We've got about 2 more years to go. So that was my takeaway.
Yeah. Let me see what I have on that one. I think the big one for me is home prices are not going down. They're still going up. And he talked a lot about slow for everything. So like even if inflation comes down, prices are coming down so slow, they're almost going up. So I don't know if that makes sense, but it made sense to me. That the prices just, everything's happening slowly. There is nothing major as far as like coming down quickly. So the message to our people out there is prices are still going up. It's just slower than previously.
Can I pause it? I did want to say one thing. Gary, does that work? Okay. Gary opened up with saying, I don't care who you voted for. He started right off the bat. I don't care who you voted for. President Trump is our president and we need to pray for him. And I thought that was kind of funny. And he went down the list of reasons why that's important. Because whether you voted for one side or the other doesn't matter anymore. We're all in this together. And he said the only way that this is going to heal our industry too is if we all just focus on what's important about our country. And I thought that was pretty smart for him to start it off because that was a room full of a lot of very opinionated people. And he probably spent 15 minutes about talking about how President Trump's policy, Kamala's policy, and then he went back to, I'm going to share the Nixon thing, go for it, because both candidates were talking about how we're going to give you money, we're going to fix this, and he said, look, neither side has the answer. We actually have the answer in real estate. We have a lot of ways that we can help change what's going on in our world. And our job now is to educate ourselves and educate our people. Because what was that one-liner? Where's our one-liners?
Oh, and in the absence of true leadership, people listen to the loudest voice. So his point in that is we need to be the loudest voice because there are loud voices out there and some pretty prominent ones saying don't buy real estate. Which another one-liner, we have a whole bunch of one-liners we're going to share with you guys, but one of the other one-liners is that is always bad advice to tell somebody not to buy real estate. So something that he said, another one-liner was find a place, live in it, and have a nice day. Really needs to be a message that we're getting out. He did put in parentheses that you can afford. There was a whole story around that, so let me share that story. So one of the cool things about being in the room with Gary Keller is it is a mastermind. So you get Gary Keller to talk, but you get to talk right back to him. You get to raise your hand. You get to share all the things. And one of the very first stories or questions that came up was a top producing team that said, well, my buyers can't afford homes. They want to live in a $2 million house and rent is $4,000. Or they could buy this house and the mortgage is $8,000. And so I'm telling people, you can't afford this house, don't buy it. And there were very, again, opinionated people. One of our favorite celebrities in the room could not stand up quick enough and say, this is not how real estate works. So it is important that they can afford the home. She was talking about tax benefits and everything else that we need to be educated on. So we can teach our clients, again, how can we be the loudest person in the room, the true leader, so that they're not listening to other things. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Because this realtor was dead set on, they can rent for less.
And Jay's comeback was, there's always a bargain in every market, find it.
Yep.
So that was his answer to his question too.
Yeah. So that was a really good one. So
Okay,
yeah.
the next slide.
On kind of just on the democracy thing, I highlighted this because I thought it was also interesting. He said the #1 success of any democracy will be success in home ownership. So again, we just have to make sure that we find a way to make it successful for everybody to own a home. Next slide. Okay, affordability.
This one's yours.
Okay, so this one was also very interesting. So you can see where we are for affordability. We're gonna end up somewhere right around that 35% for affordability. So Gary Keller made and he's super funny with his comments. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically was like, keep it together, people. I started Keller Williams in 1981 when we were at 49% and became the world's #1 company. So it doesn't matter. He became the top agent there. So he just basically said, this should not be a factor in us going out and being successful agents. But affordability, it definitely is up there a little bit. But on average, we're at 27%. So we're not even that much higher than where it has been historically. Anything else you want to add to that one? We have lots of notes too, so if you guys have questions, we can elaborate more. Inventory.
Okay, so inventory, there was a really cool story that came out with this one. And Gary said the shortest path to solving a problem is to get cities involved. And there was, one of the agents there, do you remember what state he was in? I want to say it was Ohio. It was one you wouldn't think huge, big developments. And this kid went to his city planner and said, we've got a problem. We've got a supply and demand problem and you need to help us solve this. And they went out and they found 160 acres of land. And they got the city on board and they bonded for it and created a development that created thousands of houses for their people. And it was a pretty amazing story how this guy just saw this problem. And he brought in the city planners to solve it and ended up making millions, basically. And that wasn't his forte to begin with. He just saw this problem and said, I need to make this right. We need to find a solution for the people. And so,
something else he said, jumping in there. So his name is Junior. So I love that you have the Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast pulled up. We're going to talk about a couple people that were in the room and they got interviewed after leaving the room. So he will be coming up on the Millionaire Real Estate podcast with a 1-pager for exactly what he was saying. But I loved it because he said that he went into the city. He had no idea what he was doing, but nobody else in the room did either, including the city, including the developers. So huge niche, but that will be coming out on the podcast.
and he said every city in the nation is suffering from this affordability problem. Every single city. So we can help solve it.
The other thing on the inventory, so they talked a lot about unemployment. So unemployment, it is going up, so people are getting a little bit nervous. And this is where he kind of went back as real estate to be successful with home ownership. We actually do want unemployment to go up, and he's guessing that we're going to be right around like 5.5%. And we do need it to go up a little bit. Anything under 6 is considered okay. So we do want it to go up because then people will have to sell their houses and that will help us get inventory. So really, and he even talked about affordability is not the issue. It truly is inventory. Inventory is the biggest issue that we have right now. Does it sound like we're saying a lot of the same stuff that was on the quarter and every other?
It's really interesting.
Because it's all the same. I mean, that's what he said. It's just going to be a whole lot more of the same for the next 2 years.
So the big takeaway from this one, Jay said you can't outsave home appreciation. Sorry,
So with the affordability, with the housing, or with the inventory and everything, did they address in the mastermind anything with that not in my backyard mentality? So I feel like that's been a huge issue whenever I see things that are starting to build up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drive to the city council meetings, this doesn't work in our neighborhood. Did they talk about how that's being addressed?
That really didn't come up, no.
I think we see that so much in Utah, because, I mean, especially Salt Lake, we're landlocked, as you know, I sit on a lot of committees with, on Cottonwood Heights, and every single development. Our development did get, the bond did get passed for our development, for the new town center, but it was a fight. And by the way, I did not know that there was an acronym for not in my backyard, that they are NIMBYs. I just found that out this year. But I think we find that a lot in Utah because we're a little bit landlocked. We just don't have a lot of land left and nobody wants it in their backyard. There are a lot of NIMBYs around.
I think we love our land in Utah too, like we're a land, we're the cowboy type of people, right, we're the Western front, so. Okay,
On this one, he said, oh no, wrong one, sorry. Home prices appreciation. Yeah, I mean, this just goes back to home prices are still going up. So get out there and buy a home is the biggest message we can tell people.
and he did comment to, interest rates, because I know a lot of our buyers say we're gonna wait for the interest rates to go down. And we got into kind of a political conversation, and the takeaway from that was, he said Trump can't make Powell make interest rates go down again. That's not, even though that was touted, and that won't actually be, don't ask me questions, I don't know the answer to these. So that was just something that he said. That was
Basically, he's still in there until 26, and so Gary said it's a 0% chance he can make him. Yeah, make those kind of lowers. Which I thought was very interesting.
Should we reach out?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
We're
the
gonna
next,
stay
the next little takeaway of our bullet points was lead gen. We had a couple of really awesome panels of top tier, even top of the top tiers. And the team that I took was the Hell Group, and he was an expired expert. He had built his whole business on expireds. He'd gotten to a team of, I think he said, was it 38? He'd gotten to the point where he had about 38. He had 5 salaried employees, and he started to expand his market, and he was starting to start Homeward, which is basically like a cash purchase company, and then Phone Animal, which is an ISA. And so he started to branch out, and he'd hired a VA and an assistant. And this assistant basically pulled the reins back on him and said, what are you doing? Like, why are you not doing the thing that you're the best at? And so they sat down and they went through their expenditures, and they just started slicing things up. They got rid of all their salaried employees. They started to cleanse their agents. His assistant was basically, we got to get rid of the rotting fruit. There were some agents on their team that were producing. They didn't have the culture, they didn't have the character, and he had to have a lot of really bad, hard conversations and kind of cleanse his agent roster. And they narrowed it down. Do you remember what the number was?
Yeah, they went from 120 to 30.
Yeah, okay, 120 to 30, so it was huge.
Cut a lot.
Huge. They cut a
And then
lot.
their GCI increased to 20 million after doing that.
Okay, who would have thought that?
Yeah.
Right? Let's just slice everybody out, make a lot more.
He
So,
said, resize, remargin as many times as you need. So if you
Yeah.
ever feel like you're stuck in your business model, you can always change it.
and the key takeaway there that I know personally, this is why it hit me really hard, was he said creativity has its place at the beginning and when it stagnates. So what had happened was he got really caught up in the creativity part of building his business. And then he kept building with that creativity, and he didn't just stop and let work what was working. And he had to have somebody from the outside say, okay, let's stop, let's reevaluate. And now he's right back to expireds, which I know I haven't thought that expireds was a huge market. And then we hear this guy, and that's all he's making his money on. He's doing expireds. So
Yeah, a couple other things that I took down from, so it was Tim Heil in the Heil Group. Stop reinventing, execute what you're good at. So as she said, you know, kind of stop being creative at some point, get back to basics. He actually said, stop spending money on leads Find your North Star and limit distractions, and you will just shoot through the moon. There was a huge theme of like rocket ships.
Yeah. Okay, we only have 6 minutes, so let's
Okay.
do Scott and then our one-liners.
Okay, so Scott Maloof, you guys saw him on the Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast, so his came out yesterday, so his one-liner or his one sheet will come out on Thursday. He had one that we absolutely loved, and I think this is what the one sheet's gonna be, is 50 first dates. So he is every single person on his team, and he has 26 agents, and they have 9 full-time coaches. So as a coach, that made me very happy. But they pay for coaching, a lot of coaching, with 26 agents, 9 coaches. They've also, he requires Bold, they go to Bold 4 times a year, all of them. They work really hard on removing their limiting beliefs. And the lead generation idea he's gonna have every single person do is called 50 first dates. And so it's just catchy, first of all.
Yeah.
But 50 first dates is basically a breakfast, lunch, or dinner once a week with somebody you don't know. So obviously you're building your database, you're meeting new people, you're doing all the things. And, he just said, based on your budget, that's how they're picking coffee, lunch, or dinner.
It's kind of cool too. He has his agents actually do all 3. And so breakfast is a vendor or an agent you want to bring in. Lunch is a past client and dinner is a VIP client. So it's kind of an interest. And so by the end of the year, you've made 150 really good contacts without having too much worry about it. But yeah.
One thing that he said, he's amazing, so you guys need to listen to it. He's very inspiring, but he said, no man or woman will stand in the same river twice. So it goes back to showing up, keep coming back over and over and over and over again and learn new things. So I love that. Yeah. Anything else?
The way he, just FYI, for those of you who do have big teams, he has 4 tiers to his agents. So the first tier, when they enter, they get PC coaching, tiers. Tier 2 and tier 3, they get group maps coaching. And then tier 4, they become a senior partner and he pays 50% for their maps coach. So it's an earn-in, they do evaluations, he does cut them from the team if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, but his retention rate with his agents is pretty high. He loves on him. And if you listen to him on Monday, you'll hear, he loves to take care of his agents and he loves to give back to the community. His stats were, in 9 years, he's helped 500 families and he did 85 in the very first year. So he's got some good credibility there.
Yeah,
So-
and he runs his team like a mega church, is what he said. Yeah, it's pretty cool coming through. Very spiritual dude. So really quickly, I'll just cover the next lead gen really fast. His name is Pete Ruiz. I think you'll see him on the Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast. He used to be a professional baseball player turned realtor. But his huge strategy that's making their team successful is also expired. So that was definitely something we heard in the room a lot. And his is a staging strategy. So he goes in, he offers free staging. He has a full warehouse of furniture and everything that they do, and they offer free staging. They also do a menu of services, so they can pick whether they're paying for their staging or it's free, but they've got some pretty cool ideas. But the point in that one is they're just killing it with expired, and they're picking up expired listings or new listings around the expired listing, because the neighbors are like, that has not sold 3 times, what are you doing differently? So he really just talked about upping your game when it comes to listings.
Okay, I want to.
Hold on. Couple more minutes.
So I might go like 2 minutes over, okay? Is that okay? Does anybody care? You can go eat if you care. I won't be offended. Like, to be in that room was pretty cool. So Bold is changing. Who's excited?
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay, who's done Bold? Totally flipping it over. So instead of bold laws, it's going to be bold truths. And I thought that was kind of an interesting concept. Gary's thought was, laws actually get changed. Truths never do. A truth is a truth is a truth. Those of you who went to the ALC thing with Mo, she talked about what the truth is. And so they've totally revamped bold. And it's going to be amazing. And I'm just gonna put a little plug there. But we both picked our favorite bold laws. I forgot which one I said was mine. Which one did I say was
You
mine?
picked-
It's on the one pager and I don't have it in front of me. So I think the one was love is always the answer.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you guys, I haven't been to too many business meetings where we talked about loving other people. My biggest takeaway, I might get emotional, I didn't plan on this. I've never been to something like that before. It's kind of like being in the room with your favorite rock star. I was like, holy crap, Gary Keller is like right there. And Sarah Reynolds is sitting next to me. And I was just kind of like that dopey girl that like finally got to meet a rock star and she's just sitting there going, oh my gosh, right? So I came with no preconceived notions and the first day was pretty businesslike. And then the second morning, Gary came out and, well, he ended on this. Did he end on this for the day? Yeah. But he started the day talking about health and wellness. And at first I'm sitting there like, why is he talking about his granola bars?
And why does he have a huge grocery bag?
And why does he have a huge grocery bag? And he starts pulling out what he eats in a day and why, and talks about his health journey. And I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna take a few minutes. And after an hour and about 15 minutes, I was just sitting there going, he cares. He cares about his people in this room. And I've never experienced that kind of a business where the leader of the company is talking to his top agent saying, listen, you guys, take care of yourself because you're no good, Dad. That's your first and foremost. You need to take care of yourself. And it was really insightful to me, which also reflects why I think Bold has changed. It's a much more non-business-like approach to business. And it was really, really impactful. I'll read them really quick. Is that okay? Yeah. So the new Bold truths, it's gonna be hard not to stay lost. Happiness is a choice. Life is an inside job. What you focus on expands. The path is in the math. There is no try. We talked about Yoda. Yes, we did. Life is not fair. You fail your way to success. And where belief lives, fear can't. No one succeeds alone. And love is always the answer. And he spent a good another hour talking about that bold law number 10. Bold, see, bold truth. Number 10, love is always the answer. And I think for me, that last day, that's exactly what exemplified, is that there is a lot of love in our culture, not only for each other, but for our industry, for the people around us, and for those in need. So.
Love that. My favorite one that I took was happiness is a choice. He also probably spent an hour on this law talking about nobody can take that away from you. And so his affirmation, I mean, he just said it all the time. I choose happiness. And I probably said it 100 times since we got home because he just says it all the time. He's like, I choose happiness. So no matter what's happening, you can choose happiness. So he said it's our number one choice. You can never let life rob you of happiness. I own those, they don't own me. So he just talked a lot about that. Man's Search for Meaning, Happiest Man on Earth, where book recommends regarding the happiness topic. And he just basically went into kind of affirmations. Goals cannot exceed your self-image. So how important it is to work on that. Your business cannot exceed your character. So also super important. Like she said, Bold really is a lot about us as people to be more successful in business. Think big, start small, what you focus on expands. You can drive belief to the cellular level with a true commitment to the affirmation. So he really got into a lot of affirmations, how we write them down, we say them, they become like a checklist thing. He said they've got to get to your cellular level. So it's a true commitment to the affirmation, not just you writing an affirmation. So I'm telling you, I choose to be happy. It's probably like almost to my cellular level. It was awesome, but those were our favorite ones. Really quickly.
Last thing I'm going to say, and then I'll be quiet. Who donates to KW Cares in this room? I want to actually see who donates. Okay. We just went through a huge national tragedy, right? 2 serious hurricanes, and there was a pretty impressive share that Gary gave to us. FEMA brought in 150 generators to those people. Okay. They needed electricity, they needed water, 150. Before that truck showed up, Keller Williams trucks showed up with 300 generators. That's our money. We did that. We took care of our own. Keller Williams got their trucks to those people in North Carolina before Red Cross, before FEMA. They had call trees. Every single one of their people were accounted for before it even hit the news. And that's when I was the most proud of my company. Sorry, it was impressive, you guys, that we're probably gonna have an earthquake. We will have an earthquake. I really would love it if I saw the Keller Williams truck pull up, because I know it's full of stuff for our people. And Gary talked about how they've been really good about saving and keeping money in the coffers to the tune of almost $23 million. And that money got spent quickly. They run on a very small shoestring of admins, and they took that money and they took care of our people. And they didn't think twice about bringing it. That's what it's there for. We are here to help each other. And the plea was $5, you guys. $5 for each transaction. If every market center was 100% at that, we will always be able to take care of our own. And that's a pretty strong promise. And it gave me a lot of hope and a lot of pride. I mean, you're not seeing that on the news. I don't know if any of you saw the Keller Cares trucks on the news, but they were there and they helped more than our government did, because that's who we are and that's what we believe in. So my challenge to you is, those of you who put your hands up it. Those of you who didn't put your hands up, do it. And Amy's here. All you have to do is walk up. She's got her computer ready. Nobody asked me to do this. This was just my takeaway, was I was so dang proud of who I work for. And that red Keller Williams means something. So with that, that's my last takeaway.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks you guys.
For a lot of books that we talked about in the room, so if you want to screenshot that. Oh, it's actually on your page.
Did you get the one minor, one pager? Yep. Okay, awesome. Thanks for letting us be here.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you for being here. Lunch is in the back. Please go make yourselves up.
Hi.